Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, for the first time in forever, is that retro code, Eddie V.
I'm back in the building. Hello, everybody.
Also joining us is the wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
How's it going, everyone?
The PC Muscle Race, LeRon Dawkins.
What's poppin'?
And Justin Bieber's cousin, Logan Corkins.
This is the second time doing this. Don't let him lie to you people.
You're right.
The first one wasn't safe for work.
It's like, God, they're gonna be fighting in the DMs later tonight. I just know it.
Nah.
Hey, LeRon, me and you will stay out of it. Let's just get some popcorn and watch it.
I'm going downstairs
and
to pop
LeRon
some
on a
popcorn.
Tuesday.
Oh, man. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
This is the first time we've had this full house in a while. It's also, we have one of each of the team leads here tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Actually,
That means the audience is in trouble tonight.
no, the audience isn't in trouble, but Logan's here because me and him have been talking about some things.
Uh-oh.
A lot of this week. So strap in, guys, because it's gonna.
Logan, you done dude it. What'd you do?
I didn't do it. I didn't.
No,
do
he's here. I'm actually glad that a team lead from every single show is here. Actually,
Now, you might question why we're all team leads after this episode.
I mean,
Wow.
look, Logan, you're only the team lead because we have nobody to replace you.
Oops.
All I
want
want to know. All I want to know is who's earth, who's wind, who's water, who's fire, and who's heart.
Oh, I thought we were doing Last Airbender. I was like, okay, who's the Avatar?
I thought we were doing some sort of Power Rangers thing going on here.
It could be that. Who's blue, who's yellow.
Ed's Pink Ranger.
No, not the Pink Ranger. Why am I the Pink Ranger?
I don't know.
Anybody in this group is the Pink Ranger.
Wow.
And I love you to death, buddy. This is your punishment for saying that Nintendo would have the national gaming anthem.
No, LeBron said that first. He was just like, I feel like a majority of people would say World 1-1, and I was agreeing with them because it is iconic.
Well, that's the way I feel. I feel like so many gamers are up in their feels that, you know, like, even if they never started out on a Nintendo Entertainment System, like, ultimately, like, the Super Mario World 1-1 theme is so ingrained in everybody that
my mom knows the Mario theme song. Okay,
my mom knows.
Yeah, that's right. That's fair. Fine. End of discussion. Mario.
My
wins.
mom knows it. My mom knows it too, but that's because my mom knows it too because I played like Super Mario Brothers for like a million trillion freaking hours when I had an NES, you know, and now
it's either that or Tetris.
I've played that game so much. Well, now I played that game so much in the past that my ears start bleeding when I hear the actual NES version of that song.
And I wasn't knocking Halo or anything. It was just like
sounds like it.
No, because the thing about
it did sound like it.
Well, the thing about, I think I was going about how many people actually know the Halo theme song, like, and how many covers have there been about the Halo theme songs? How many genres?
You go into any room that has a good reverb in it, and you know the first thing you're doing is going, oh.
And in all honesty, like a lot of alternative and indie rock groups like covered that song.
And Logan, I will say, probably a lot of hardcore and adult players who know Halo would know it. I think a lot of 5 or 6 years old, they probably wouldn't know anything about Halo. So that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. I think probably universal.
I mean, does Fortnite have a theme song? It's probably that.
Wait, does what?
Fortnite have a theme song?
No, but it doesn't really. They have a bunch of them. They have a bunch of I guess the.
I mean, it's kind of like it's almost like movie music today, right? Where like, remember in like the 80s and 90s, like every movie had their own unique theme song, like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. You could like pick those out of a lineup where like even movies like The Avengers, where like you actually have to like pick it out to like know what it is, right?
I think it's the Marvel Studios banner that everyone the banner song when like right when they're getting ready to start the movie. I think that's the one that's most recognizable for everybody.
Yeah, but apparently every hero has their own theme song.
That is true.
I did not know that.
True.
Because it all sounds the same.
You know what Iron Man is?
I mean, Logan, it's just ACDC something.
I will say that if Halo came to like the way that they did Zelda, how they did it like an opera or like orchestrated kind of concert. If Halo did it, I think it would sell out well. I would go see it. Like if they came down, I would watch it because I think Halo does have some great music.
It's very.
I did get to see. I did get to see a live performance of Zelda music at the Kansas City. There's a Kaufman Center for Performing Arts where like they were playing the game and doing the Zelda music behind it, and that was cool for someone who hates Zelda. I mean, I enjoyed myself.
Symphony, the guy.
And by the way, let me clear this up for everybody right now. Right, I don't hate Legend of Zelda, and I don't really have any ill will towards Skyward Sword or Amiibos, for example. But apparently, like maybe I owe you guys an apology for like the shit show that I started in the chat yesterday.
Yeah, thanks, LeRon.
We need to just do a show that's just the chat. Explain.
That is a wonderful.
No, you know what we need a dramatic reading of the chat. Dramatic readings of the chat.
Specifically though of Ed and LeRon's fights. Because
we don't fight.
We do not fight. If everybody want to go see us.
This morning in the chat, I compared these two to the old Muppets. The two guys. I was like, this is what we're dealing with here. And
I'm gonna say this: go watch me and LeRon's 1v1. Like, spend the 3 hours that we spent.
Yeah,
like
we had a long ass 1v1.
But we nerded out over so much stuff that I'm just like, okay, it felt like we've been best friends or friends for years. Knowing
grew up in the same neighborhood or something. What?
Exactly. But I think our conversations, like when me and LeRon, when we discuss on chat and have these conversations, of course it's healthy and we both coming from different sides and everything. It's just everybody looks at it and gets entertained because we just go back and forth about like one little thing. And
y'all busters just be looking for fights. That's all. That's all. Now, what Dan Murphy did back on Thursday, he chose violence.
Dan always chooses violence.
And that was y'all's buddy from Nintendo Pal Block.
That's the Final Fantasy VII one.
And Final Fantasy versus Legend of Zelda. He chose violence on that one.
Wow,
that's fair.
I love the fact that you started saying.
No, here's the thing: every Nintendo fan chose Zelda, and everybody else chose Final Fantasy. Let's be honest.
Let's
be honest.
Yeah.
But I think.
No, we're not having that conversation right now. It's going to be 3 hours long, and I got stuff to talk about. Nope, cutting you off right there. Welcome back, Ed.
Hi.
Welcome back, but shut up.
You got a full week of shows, dude. You got like 6 podcasts to get it all out.
Like stew food, you noob.
Save that one for Pal Block tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait for I might watch that one live tomorrow just to see the shenanigans.
Oh, that's
if my kids go to bed on time, I'll be there. So strap in, I guess.
You know what? Crossroads isn't obligated to do an E3 show because Sony won't be there.
I know.
Well, I thought you guys would do like third party and stuff.
You'll be there.
We haven't. Austin and I haven't made any commitments yet. And we're trying to make sure everything's tight. So when Nelly comes back, it doesn't look like a demilitarized zone when she comes back.
I know none of us talking about that Summerfest game, that Jeopardy stuff, because that is a hot. I can't believe he decided to.
Cares about Summer Games Fest.
I know, Corey, I'll hand it back. I just can't believe that he did it on the day before E3 starts. Like he's doing his on a Friday, and then Square's doing it theirs on a Saturday.
It's Jeff Keighley. That's all you have to say.
Okay, boss. I'm sorry.
10 minutes into the show, and we haven't even gotten to the major topic. So, thanks.
It's a Boss Fresh podcast.
Thanks. Oh, man. I can just feel. Never mind. Okay, so before we get into the show, we're going to hit on a little bit of a serious topic here. And it's good that we have the team leads here because I feel like we are the ones who kind of see. I mean, we're not the only ones that see it, but Nintendo, Ed, you lead the Nintendo team. LeRon play. Everybody here leads a different team. There's been a lot of discussion about the way communities have handled people in their, like within their communities, right? Mods and admins and stuff, and not to name any names, but one of our really good friends, I know, Ed, you and me and this person, Logan, I know you enjoy this person's company. Jesse, LeRon, I don't know if you've had much interaction with this person, but no names. But this person was publicly shamed out of a community that because he made a joke or a mistake. I don't even know the whole story. And from what I've heard, it's not even that bad. It's something that we would do on the show all the time, right? So we're obviously not welcome in that community. But
yeah, so, I mean, somebody asked him about representation within a promo video for their E3 coverage, which it happens. They voiced why there was no African American black people in the promo video, even though there's a couple on the staff. When asked about it, he quickly just said something like we would say at a LAN party. In all honesty, and then people just took it way out of context and ran with it.
Oh, you mean like everything anybody says on the internet that's not specifically scripted?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So, I reached out to this person through Twitter and Facebook. Let this person know, I don't really know a lot about what happened, but this person's always welcome here. This person's always in our chat. He's appeared on our shows, like as a guest. Like if you try hard, you can figure out who we're talking about. But communities, I feel like this woke, quote unquote, culture, this I don't want to say the PC culture because it's a step farther than that at this point, right? Like it's, when we started Boss Rush, me, Ed, and Jesse, right? We set out on day zero to say we need to be better. Be better is going to be our motto. Be better to everyone, right? That's not a select few or people who claim they don't make mistakes, right? We have a bisexual black man who runs our Nintendo team. I didn't pick that because of what boxes you check, right? You're passionate about Nintendo. That's why I try to put the best people in the position to succeed, right? Everyone here is passionate about where they're at, right? It's very difficult to see one of your friends that would never hurt a soul, never hurt a fly, funny person, hilarious, great family guy, just be tossed around like this. It's bullshit. Logan, I know,
especially from a community that prides itself on being better than that.
Yeah, like, I mean, do we want to say what community it is?
Yeah, you know what? It's going in the editorial anyway. I mean, literally, it's the title of the editorial. We're talking about Kind of Funny Best Friends, which isn't a huge shocker. I mean, I know if you're watching this and you've ever been involved in the community, there's a lot of drama in that community.
A lot of it's very cliquish. It's very. I feel like it's pretty obvious if you're from the outside looking in. It's like they say they want to uplift other people, they want to do things, but it's usually like the same
5 or
20-ish people, and then everybody else, if you try, they like kick you out, shame you, whatever, for whatever reason, right? Like it's. I feel like it's just a toxic, terrible thing that's going on. And I know that there's people that listen to us that are, people that we've collaborated with, whatever. I know that some of them consider themselves KFBFs, whatever, right? It's fine. That's cool. I'm not like trying to shame those people for wanting to be a part of that, but like there's a line that has to be drawn here about, accountability and stuff.
Yeah. it feels like people forget what embracing is. Like embracing others and everything. And yes, we all are going to be making mistakes. We all going to we have stuff in the past that is just out there that, if we accept or take accountability, we know that we made a mistake. That's what we was doing at that time period. But over time, we have changed. And if you could embrace what a change is, you would get to know that that person is not like what they are in the past. They've been working on becoming better. Now, I don't watch Kind of Funny, and that's not a disrespect to Greg Miller or his team. That's no disrespect to his community. I'm part of Boss Rush. We have a community here that I have to help and focus on, and that I got to embrace, and that I try to interact most. If I found out somebody's past and stuff, I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to shame them because I have past stuff and everything. I'm not going to be shameful for that. I do not take my time out to shame anybody so I can make myself feel better. Mm-hmm. If Kind of Funny is going to be doing these shows about inclusivity and all the representation and all of this stuff, and you're allowing your community to be disrespectful in a certain way to others to make themselves look better, you as a person need to check your community and talk to them and be like, we do not want you here if this is what you're going to be doing, because your community sometimes represent your brand. At times, or
I mean, in this case, in this case, it is their brand, right? Like that's this is their brand, is their community, and how their community drives them, right? And I mean, I kind of stopped listening to them a while ago, not because of them, because of the way their community treated me and people that not just within Boss Rush, but old groups we were part of, right? Like it just, I got tired of people harassing people within our teams, and I look, Logan, you and Austin and Ed, even you have like different religious beliefs, right? Like you're very into your religious beliefs, and like, I'm not going to deny that from you, right? Like I feel like we all have different views on things, and we all have different views on the way we should look at politics, the way we should look at gaming, the way we should look at religion or not religion type things, right? Like we all have different views, and I feel like that helps us learn, not only build a better community, but learn from each other, respect one another for what we believe in or don't believe in or think of things, right? Like I really want us to focus on learning from each other and respecting each other, even if we disagree. I mean, look at our chats all the time, right? It's like, man, some of those chats, I just want to like bang my head against the wall. But then it's like, I'm not gonna like stop people from thinking the way they do, right? Like you think Ed has some hot takes on games and stuff. Dude. I have some pretty hot takes as well, right? Like I'm not as vocal and like eccentric about them like Ed is, right? Like, but like
who is?
There are games that people think are the greatest games that I just don't like. Right? Yeah. I think, like, personally, for an example, I don't like The Last of Us. I just don't like The Last of Us. I don't think it plays very well. I'm not into stories like that. I'm not saying, like, it's a bad game, right? But I just don't like it. Right?
And that's just it. Like, I think too many times people don't realize that just because you're passionate about something, everyone has different interests. Mm-hmm. And and every, like you said, everyone kind of may think about things differently, and like you said, like the key to all of that, though, to having a healthy relationship as friends, as it doesn't matter what relationship it is it's the understanding and not being aggressive and attacking right away. You've got to try to think, step back for a moment sometimes. And I get it. It's easy sometimes to just want to, like get defensive or like especially when you're passionate about something, but you've sometimes you just got to step back for a moment and think about it with your mind and not your emotions.
All right.
Well, go ahead, LeRon.
So
Oh, Logan, I'm sorry.
So, like, I prided myself on being a kind of funny best friend for like a really long time.
I mean, I did too. That's why like I started doing content creation is because of, well, actually, probably because of Podcast Beyond, and then when they left to do their own stuff, right? Like I was like, oh man, I'm going to try to do this. I mean,
GameScoop is I credit GameScoop for being why I'm into gaming. Like a huge reason why. But like I was at Kind of Funny Live 3. I heard Greg's big speech about how, you know, if like when we say we're the best friends, this is what we mean. Like, you better come hug me if you ever see me in the street, and you better do all that. And I've been to RTX with them. I've been to the meet and greets and stuff like that. And it has been awesome. And I've always kind of felt like a Greta, like I always owed Kind of Funny something, because without them, I wouldn't know Austin. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, right? Like the whole group there. But I've also seen a lot of just the dumb stuff that goes on in the community. And I was talking to one of the more well-known admins this week. He hit me up because he noticed I unfollowed him. Because I was like, dude, I can't be a part of your community anymore. Like, it's that toxic where you guys talk about being best friends, but then you abandon someone just because they make a mistake. Like, I fail as a leader every single day. Like, Nick Legit is waiting on me to get him audio sketch graphics that I probably should have had to him this morning. Like, as a leader, I fail every single day. But we're constantly growing and we're constantly being better. And, like, I'm learning from those mistakes, and I'm trying to make a better platform, but not just a platform, like be a better human being and try not to be as much of, a jerk as I've been in the past, or be as rude as I've been in the past. Like you have to constantly be kind of trying to push yourself. And so when you just abandon people after one mistake, I'm sorry, you're not a best friend. You were in it to promote yourself, and you can call yourself out on that. Like, admit that, hey, you were here for the wrong reasons, and that's okay. Just be honest about it.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of our old group is, when it ended, like I felt that way. Like, okay, maybe I was just in it for this and not this reason, right? Like I wrote a piece about it on Boss Rush. You can go look it up. It's under our editorials on our website. Like my lessons from failure. Like it's part
of evolving.
It is, and I feel like our mistakes are what make us better creators. It's what makes us better collaborators. It's what makes us, okay, well, I messed this up. Do I need to go do something? Do I need to change it up? Do I need to switch something? Do I need to, reach out to somebody to say, hey, look, guy, I messed up. What do I need to do to fix it? Like, how can we fix this, right? And I feel for people, right? And I feel like that's why certain people are drawn to other communities or are leaving certain communities to go join other ones because they're more accepting of a mistake or a different thought process or a different view on something.
And I know at Boss Rush we try to check out other communities, and that's why we're inviting guests. That's why we're going on different podcasts and we're talking to their communities and stuff, because it's not about trying to get a feel for them. It's just like, I want to see how you guys interact, because maybe I could learn something and incorporate it in my community, and hopefully our communities meet up together and do what we all love to do, and that's have fun.
Yeah, I would love to meet up with our communities somewhere like PAX or something to that nature, right? I would love to do that someday, which, hopefully when this pandemic is over, we will.
Hey, just say BRE's coming to play at Comic-Con.
Yeah, what Logan said. So,
and gaming summit.
So I just, it just really bothers me, because this person that was really publicly shamed and is one of the nicest, best. He's better than all of us. I would honestly throw that out there. Like, he's better than all of us here right now.
He's one of the most genuinely awesome people who, like, he's so busy all the time, and yet he still finds a way to make a personal connection with everybody he talks to and interacts with. It's like, dude, you made a small mistake. He owned it too. Like, that was the other thing I saw, was I was like, you owned it, and then you just came back to nobody being there for you. And I just don't call yourself a best friend if you're just going to drop it.
Yeah.
There's just this person was very humble.
He always has been. He always has been.
He always was. Any success he gets, he's the first to say it's everybody else building him up and not him. Like,
It's so. I know
there's an editorial going live on Saturday, and we're going to dive more into it as well.
Yeah, I've reached out to this person, and I know this person's probably watching or listening. You're always welcome here. You can create content here. You can hang out in our community. You can be guests. You can join us. I don't even care, right? Like you can do whatever you want.
Write Guy Fieri fan fiction if you want.
Yeah, I will send you. Logan will send you my face pasties just for you.
Dude,
yeah. You know, one thing I have to say, because it's almost like I have to hold master classes on this sometimes with a lot of friends that I know, but this is one of the worst symptoms of internet culture. Like, people think they can just do whatever the hell they want online. And I'm talking about people who want to bring vitriol to individuals or to a brand or to a group of people, whatever. They think they can do whatever online, and because they're just words on the screen, they have a free pass to do whatever they want. But the problem is that they don't understand that at the root of it all, there's still a human being behind that whole thing, and this could be literally the turning point between making them, uplifting them, or creating a worse nightmare scenario for them and stuff like that. And people don't realize that. But people also need to realize, back in the day, we used to say, "Don't let me see you on the street." Well, in this day of internet culture, it's real easy to you mess with the right person, someone can just find you by your IP address. So I feel like I always have to tell people, hey, be careful what you do on the internet. And this is not me having one of those old timey speeches about the stuff you do on the internet's going to come back to you, because my mom says that crap all the time. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, I get it. But no, what I'm saying is when we hear about people getting swatted, and getting killed, because someone got pissed off that they got teabagged in CS:GO and shit like that, or when we hear about dumb stuff hell, someone actually did come to somebody's house and killed them because of some nonsense, and it happened in the game and stuff like that. And people just think that this is just ha funny, or I'm gonna do knee-jerk reactions and get a rise out of somebody. But ultimately, you gotta look at it like this: if you don't want it happening to you, why the hell are you doing it to somebody else?
I mean,
and oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say something my grandma used to say to me all the time, and I'm sure anybody who's ever been to church once will tell you this, is you should just treat people how you would want to be treated, because that if someone treats you like crap, you don't want to deal with that, right? So why would you do that? And I mean, I'm not perfect. I've treated people like crap, right? I'm pretty sure 10, 12 years ago, none of you would have been my friends because I was a terrible human being. But
I mean, are we really friends now? No, I'm kidding.
Everybody
I probably still would have been Corey's friend.
All I'm gonna say is everybody's had points in their lives where they equate to terrible human beings. I was in the military, so you can just imagine the stuff that I did, said, and things like that. When I was younger and stuff like that. Some of it is just brainwashing of the instances of where I've been, where I'm at, and things like that. And some of it was just I hate to say it, ill learning. When I say ill learning, I don't mean that my parents didn't raise me better than that. What I mean is you pick up things at a young age and you don't always understand whether they're right or wrong, and you wind up doing that stuff in your adult life until someone finally has the common sense to pull you aside and correct you, stuff like that, And I feel like a lot of it applies, Corey, when you mentioned the church saying, another saying that and I'm pretty sure Ed knows this one, is God doesn't like ugly. So you don't have to be super religious though to believe in karma. The stuff you do online, if you're being a mean, spiteful, hateful person, or you're being somebody that just will not, just won't let things lie, that's something bad is going to come back to you, and then you're going to be calling the victim card, saying, "Oh, why is it me?" All this stuff, and and maybe no one will be around to tell you, point out to hey, this is the exact situation that put yourself there. So,
all I'm going to say is that if you look at politics, that God don't like ugly, that applies to all of politics. It's just leave it at that, because that is literally an example. I think with communities, you gotta learn how to encourage everybody in your community. Even when you go to someone else's community, always go to Arsenal X, or I always go to PlayStation. I'll go to LAN party. I'll always try to encourage everybody in their community by asking a question, about saying good morning, or I tell people that I love them and stuff. Like, encourage them and make them feel like we really care, because in reality we do care. We don't create this content just for us. We created this content for everybody, for our community, and for those who are not even part of our community but want to know who and what Boss Rush is. We create this content for you guys, for people to go and watch it, and when they come in, meet us, they be like, oh, they're talking about snacks, someone's talking about Thai food, oh, let me get into this, let me talk about my restaurant, or they're talking about Halo, they're talking about Destiny, Monster Hunter, or this game, or this movie. Oh, there's a thing of that everybody's talking about their mental health and everything. I didn't know a community would be doing that. So let me talk to somebody. Maybe we could connect and help each other. Kind of, that's what embracing and encouraging about a community is. You got to think of that. A community is not just one person. It's about a whole bunch of people. And you want to make sure that that community is represented right and respected.
Yeah, and I do. Like the one thing that I just want to add, because like listening to us talk, I'm sure there might be people out there that are like, well, but what if something, someone does say something bad or do something bad, and it's like obviously we still do need to try to take care of those situations, but it's something we need to talk about, or people need to have an adult conversation about, and don't feel afraid to call someone out, but don't do it in an attacking way. You've got to try to help that person understand what they're doing wrong.
Yeah,
because a lot of the times we don't always understand.
I mean, there's certain.
Think about
I don't know. I don't know if somebody's being a dick. I'm going to let them know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No,
yeah,
you let them know.
What I'm saying.
Okay. So there's certain things that you can talk to somebody about and be like, hey man, that's not cool or whatever, and then there's certain things where you're like, you're out, right? Like if someone ever came into the Boss Rush Discord spouting the N-word or something, that you're gone.
You got to go.
You're out, right? Like I don't want any of that. But if someone's like arguing with someone's fighting with someone, and not letting up or whatever, you're like, hey guy, come on, let's just cool it, let's take whatever. Just it's there's a balancing act there. But the one thing I want to say before we move on, because I do want to talk about games and E3 and stuff, because it's 2.5 weeks away.
Oof.
If you are, I don't want anybody in our community to be afraid to make a mistake, right? Like, or anybody on Boss Rush or any of our shows. I want everybody to feel like they can speak their mind. I want everybody to feel like they don't need to hide what they need to say because they're afraid of what somebody else is going to think, right? That goes for our community, that goes for our hosts, that goes for our writing staff, that goes for our other teammates, right? If you have something you want to say, just say it, right? We just got to be constructive about it, right? Like, Ed, we've had these conversations for 5 years, right? What was your favorite word when we first started, Ed?
Garbage.
Yeah. Yes.
But I used to do it fancy as garbage.
I know. But I mean, look how much better you've got.
Okay, low key judging that word.
But now it's questionable content.
So,
wait, how'd you wind up getting censored to say the word garbage? That's a conversation for off the show.
But I just want everybody to know that if you want to speak your mind, if you want to talk about something, if you believe in something, if you want to just speak your mind, don't be afraid to do it here. Everybody's welcome here. If you're going to be an asshole or a dick, right, we're going to talk to you. And if you do it more than once, you're out, right?
Get ready to be punched in the face.
Yeah, but I just want everybody to know that we're not going to judge you based off one or two mistakes, right? Like this is an open community. We are here to have fun. Video games are an escape, right? Entertainment is an escape. Movies are an escape. TV shows are an escape, right? There's too many real world shit going on out there that we don't need that going on in here. So, yeah, that's unless anybody else has anything to say. Actually, no, wait. I wanted to end on this. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
Just be better with yourself. I mean, like we talk a lot about mental health over on the BRU side, and just make sure you take care of yourself. You're going to see, like, I mean, and you've already seen it though, is like we're trying to be a little bit more open and honest about that. So if you ever feel like you just need an escape, like that's why I make content myself. And I think that's why a lot of us do it. It's just to be an escape, make you laugh, forget about your problems for a little bit, and just have fun with people who genuinely like each other.
Yeah. Wake up with positivity. Just encourage somebody.
It's hard to do that.
Wake up like the new day and just go, oh.
Well, honestly, like I was gonna say this, you know, like because you know, obviously everyone is dealing with their own shit in life and has things that, you know, like sometimes when you get up makes it hard to, you know, want to be awake, to be honest. But you know, like some of my best days are the days when I just like, you know, just something as easy as like whenever I'm going somewhere, if someone's behind me, I like hold the door for them or whatever, or just, you know, being polite to people out that I don't know out in and you know, when I'm out doing things or whatever, and just, you know, just trying to be like, I always come back to this. It's all about being aware that you are not the only one. Trying to remember that you are not the only one that exists at any given moment in that space. Like, you know, and I understand sometimes it's hard to do that when you've got like a lot of crap going on in your life, or you've got a lot of things you're trying to do, but it is just like, I mean, just really just sometime go out when you're out, just pay attention. Like you'll notice how many people just are like, it's like they like nothing around them exists. And that's not always a great way to view things, because we've got to face the fact that there are, you know, there's varieties of different kind of people, and there's, you know, this and that going on around us. And, you know, life, honestly, for me just feels much easier sometimes when I accept that, you know, that, you know, we just got to pay attention to things and try to think about stuff occasionally, you know.
Yeah.
So
I wanna end on this. I found a good quote from the one and only Dr. Seuss, which also apparently canceled from, you know, books that he wrote like
a long
60 years ago.
Or canceled, yeah.
Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. So everybody just take a little time, care a little bit more, right? And be better.
Yes.
So on that note, let's talk about something more positive, like food. Huh?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this one.
Greg Osterman III writes in again. He says, "Hey guys, I really only have a simple one for you this week. What is your favorite ethnicity of food? Mexican, Chinese, Southern? What do you like about it?" Logan, you said you were waiting for this one. Why don't you go first?
So, okay, yes, I love Kansas City, and Kansas City barbecue is its own classification, but I'm also originally from Chicago, so like the Chicago in me loves some good Italian beef. I love making homemade pasta, even when I put weird stuff in it, like Doritos. Yeah, Italian. Anything Italian. Like that is comfort food to me. Like I don't want like chicken and dumplings or anything like that. Like I always just want pasta. That like pasta's the best thing ever. Chicken Alfredo is the comfort food for me.
Yeah, a good chicken Alfredo. Oh,
A good hot Italian beef sandwich will always be king.
Yeah, we have a place here that it's a pizza place, and they like serve mostly Italian foods, you know, as well. and their hot beef sandwich is really good. Every once in a while, we would get it at when we worked third shift at the Y, because it was like one of the only places still open like late at night in the area, and so we would get that every once in a while. It's good. I haven't had it in a long time.
That was awesome.
Ed?
So for me, of course, it's Chinese food. Because I'm into and even Japanese food. I'm into that culture ever since I've been a kid. You know, watching anime, reading manga and stuff like that. And you know, when my mom taking me to the bomb Chinese place that we used to have around in the house, I just grew up eating that food a lot. And of course, I had the southern stuff, the chicken, the grits, the pancakes. You know, I had all of that, and as much as I love it, trust me, I would get super black when I taste southern food, and I love that. It's always been Asian food that I love, like with Chinese. I always talk about fried rice. I always talking about noodles. I always talk about sushi and shrimp and all of that stuff, rolls and everything. So that's kind of my favorite with me.
I love good sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Sushi, yeah.
Mostly anybody that lives in the Ohio or Pennsylvania area that knows Giant Eagle, the grocery store, $5 sushi Sundays. You go in there, get some spicy California, get some spicy shrimp.
Oh, that sounds like a good time right there.
It is until you poop, and then it's just, you're like, why did I do this to myself? But
for me, it's so close, because I absolutely do love Chinese food, and all kinds of Asian food, honestly. We've got a couple of different kinds of style of stuff around here, and I've actually, this may be a surprise, I've yet to have authentic Indian food yet. We have some places by me, but I just haven't gotten a chance to go, because I know most of my family probably won't care for it, and so it's kind of got to be one of those things where I go and do it by myself.
They're missing out.
But Asian food, I love a good real ramen from an actual restaurant, and all that kind of stuff. But then there's still in the back of my mind though that, oh man, if I had to choose one style of food, I think I would have to go with Mexican. Mexican food, Mexican food and Chinese food are so close for me. Because I love even because I'm thinking about it, if I didn't have Chinese food, one of my favorite things is having the rice, but Mexican rice done right is still really good.
Jesse
it's
already
fried rice, but it's just
Jesse
got that
already know that I'm ready to come up to Appleton to try the fried rice. He showed me a picture, and I'm just not fried rice, the Mexican rice. You showed me, I was just I will be up there the next 3 hours. I want to try it.
Yeah, we've got a few good Mexican restaurants here that do some really good food. We've also got one of the best Italian places that's super fancy, and it's but they give you a lot of food. But anyways,
the way you said Italian was super fancy.
Yeah.
Italian.
Italian. I like me one of them good Italian dishes.
Do you ever love it when you go to a small town and they always have that one Indian place? They're they have a huge spice meter. It goes up 10. I take a 2. That's about the hottest I can take.
Yeah, I've heard that that spicy meter is oh my god. If you're white, you should just stay in the low.
Just stay at 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to look at the Wingstop. Where do you go with the Wingstop? Do you try that original, or do you take the lighter step there?
Look, man, my dad brought home like the ones that you have to sign a waiver for at one point.
Oh, dude!
And I smelled those wings, and I thought I was going to die and just shit myself. So,
you guys ever watch Hot Ones?
No. Yeah.
So Kansas City makes the bomb.
Yeah.
And it's available at like a lot of the shops around here. I've tried it once, and it about put me in the hospital.
Ooh.
I tried it. It like I don't know if I needed to try more of it. But like it was bad, but it was like also bad. Like
it was just
the awful taste.
The poops after, let me tell you something.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it was bad. I don't get how Sean Evans does that every week.
Yeah, it just does not taste good at all. That stuff just burns for the sake of burning, and that's it. There's nothing about flavor in it.
Straight poison.
Yeah,
it's
essentially.
Yes,
it's pepper spray in a paste form.
It's pepper spray like that went through a nuclear reactor, was breathed on by Godzilla, and then came out and said, "You know what? Here's your wings."
Wow. I have to say, I have to agree with Jesse though. Mexican food is my favorite by far. Like specifically like a good burrito, and I know that's kind of like not really Mexican, but guess what? It's Mexican for me.
Corey, you already know that it's on the map. I mean, it's on the list for us to go.
Yeah, I know. Ed, if we eat everywhere that's on the list and the time that you visit, I'm going to gain like 60 pounds and have to call off work for about 2 weeks. So...
when Austin and the crew comes up to Kansas City in August, we're doing a Kansas City barbecue tour. 6 different restaurants in 2 days. It's gonna be fun.
Logan, I am trying to come. I am trying to plan to come.
It's gonna be good times, man. I'm gonna teach these guys that Oklahoma doesn't know crap about barbecue.
Wow.
What about you, LeRon?
But I wasn't done, Ed.
Oh,
thanks.
Sorry.
You know what, LeRon, you can go. Ed's the host now.
No.
Ed's the host now.
No, Corey, do your thing. Do your thing.
Man.
I love you, Corey.
I don't even know if I want to keep going now. No, Mexican food is my favorite. I enjoy tacos. I enjoy good enchilada. I enjoy. I just made it brave enough to. There's a place down the street called Casa del Rio, and I just made it to their habanero jalapeno salsa on my burrito.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you guys, it was amazing, but it was also really hot.
Yeah.
Especially because they have an option for grilled jalapenos in your burrito also, and so I did that too. And no sour cream either. Really, just my throat hurt for like 3 days after that.
Oh no!
It was good though. It was worth it. Worth it.
The sacrifice.
It also didn't help that I had, I did 9 podcasts in 8 days. So. Or 8 podcasts in 9 days. I don't remember. One of those. Anyways. LeRon, you can go now. I'm done now. Is it okay if LeRon goes now, Ed? I want to ask your permission first.
I'm torn because I literally bounce back and forth between Italian and Asian food. If I honestly had to, if it was one of those deserted island like things and you can only pick one type of food for the rest of your life, it's probably going to be Asian food. Because I mean I can eat my own body weight in egg rolls and spring rolls alone, and like pot stickers, dumplings, all that stuff. Like basically, go to a good dim sum restaurant. Like there's restaurants out here in Hampton Roads, like they do dim sum for freaking brunch on Sundays, and it's like, oh my god, like I'm gonna eat. I'm going to eat, and I'm going to pray that I can drive the car back home and not go into a food coma while the vehicle's moving, stuff like that. Like but yeah, like I feel like Asian.
It gives you the itis.
Yeah, well, you eat enough of anything, in one sitting, you're gonna get the itis. But I mean, like, and like, I don't really discriminate on any nationality of Asian food. It can be Vietnamese, it can be Thai, it can be Korean, it can be Japanese, it can be, it does not matter. I don't discriminate. Like, there's always something good. And there's variety. Like, I do love Mexican food, but I feel like sometimes, like, like it's with a lot of Mexican food sometimes, though, like, it's hard to, like, distinguish, like, the flavors from one or another. It seems like their flavors are so transferable from dish to dish that, it feels like you're technically eating the same thing, but, it's just in a different format or a different look and stuff like that, yeah, like, I will destroy nachos. But like, nachos still technically have, like, the same identity as, like, most of the Mexican food and stuff like that. And and hopefully I'm not pissing anybody off that loves Mexican food, because I do love Mexican food. Like, you throw Mexican food in front of me, I'm gonna throw down. But but if we're talking about like go to, like, really want it, it's gonna be Asian food every time. As a matter of fact, now, like, just talking about spring rolls and stuff, every place I know is closed right now. So, oh, wait, no, I have two roommates who are Vietnamese, and one of their moms sent home, like, egg rolls are already wrapped and ready to go. All we have to do is drop them in the oil. Like, they might get cooked tonight.
In other words, they're gonna be cooked tonight.
Yeah, LeRon's like, peace. I'm leaving the show early.
I gotta ask you guys, for your egg rolls, what sauce do you guys do? Like sweet and sour, orange sauce?
For me, if it's a really, really good like, egg roll, like, depending on what it is, a lot of times I don't do any. I like it just straight up. Maybe sometimes I will use teriyaki sauce, just as a little additive. But I honestly prefer them. Like, I'm like that with a lot of things. Like, even oddly enough, like, there's times where, like, when I make pancakes, like, we had pancakes for breakfast today, and when I make pancakes, a lot of times I don't even put syrup on them. But see, like, when I make pancakes, though, like, I season them. I season the batter, like, with cinnamon sugar or like brown sugar, and
as you should.
I put stuff, and then I'll put fruit. I'll cut up, like, fruit, like apples or strawberries or blueberries, and I'll put that stuff in my pancakes instead, and then I don't put syrup on it, because
I'm going to Jesse's house for breakfast the next time. Jeez.
Or bananas. Bananas.
I like making the perfect pancake.
I know.
Banana pancakes.
How about some chocolate chip pancakes, and I'm there.
Yeah, I've done that. I made this morning for breakfast.
I'm a big chocolate guy.
That. You know when I make chocolate chip pancakes, usually they're not chocolate chips. It's around Halloween, because I take some of the kids' little chocolate
Hershey bars and stuff,
or Snickers, and I cut those up into little pieces and sprinkle it in the pancake. Snickers in it. It's really good. Smart. Yeah, because we'll just do stuff like that, and they'll be like, okay, you could, like, technically this is a meal.
Smart. Egg roll sauce is, man. If it's like a southwestern egg roll, it's usually some sort of spicy avocado ranch style sauce or something. But if it's like a pork spring roll from, like, an Asian restaurant or something, it's like, I don't know what it's called. It kind of has like a wasabi taste to it, but it's, like, really watered down. I don't know. Does anybody know what that's called? Am I just making that up?
Well, and I know, like, I wonder if it's something similar to, like, when you have sushi, you put a little wasabi in the.
Yeah, but this is like a dip. It comes in a cup. And it's
okay.
a dip, and it's like it's almost like a dressing style consistency, but it's
okay.
Okay. All right, so here it goes. If you guys want, like, an ultimate to dip, like, whether it's like a spring roll or the fried egg rolls, if you want an ultimate thing to dip it in, what you want to do is get is get Vietnamese like fish sauce, but you want the sweet stuff because basically, if anyone, I'm not gonna tell people the details of what fish sauce is, but fish sauce like it's a concoction. Look it up online. Do your thing, but you mix some up with
Sounds
with a little
sexual.
Until you look it up online, and then.
I feel like if I looked up fish sauce online, something weird would go
wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, you want to mix up a little bit of fish sauce with a little bit of water, some sugar, and if you want to give a little bit of heat, like throw a. When I say a smidge of red pepper flakes, I'm not kidding you. Do not go whole hog on the red pepper flakes, but like sugar, just to get that mixed up and everything in there. You have the ultimate dipping sauce. Like it's on the watery side, but it is one of the best things to dip freaking egg rolls in. It doesn't matter what nationality egg rolls it is. It doesn't matter if it's Viet, Thai, or Japanese or Chinese egg rolls. It does not matter.
I know for me, I do. Sometimes depending on where I go, they'll put like orange sauce or sweet and sour. So I mostly do like sweet and sour. That's what I normally get when they put the packs in it. I don't actually dip my egg rolls. I normally just put the sauce all on top of it and then just eat it that way and stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Logan?
Sorry, I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can turn an egg roll into a dish for cooking for gamers. Like,
yeah, just throw some like Jelly Bellies and some ketchup in there or something.
No.
Oh my lord!
I don't know. Weren't you making pickles and Kool-Aid or something?
No,
I did do that. That was really good.
That was what Katie made me do. He would take a manwich, Sloppy Joe, and make that into like to a egg roll.
That wouldn't be bad to be honest.
What I could do a baconator. A baconator egg roll.
I like bacon.
A bacon wrapped egg roll.
No, I would take like brioche and make a egg roll like crust out of brioche, fill it with cheese, bacon, and hamburger. I mean, dude,
I say write it out. See.
Get the special sauce at the store. You could put the Big Mac sauce in it.
Our grocery store just started selling Chick-fil-A sauce.
Corey, it's time to wrap this segment.
Why you don't like what's happening right now? Are you getting hungry or something?
These guys are getting weird.
We've been going now.
Getting weird
too.
Getting
welcome
weird.
to Boss Rush.
Yeah,
right.
Where have you been, LeRon? Like, wake up. I guess
you knew I was on the episode. You knew this was going to happen. I mean, hi.
Greg asks these questions every week here, LeRon.
Yeah, but this is.
I appreciate them.
All right. Fine.
This is getting into that realm now.
Okay, this is the Boss Rush Podcast, the flagship show of the Boss Rush Network, where every week we get together with our friends from around the internet, talk about video games and everything we love about them. You can catch the show live on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Games Live on Sunday nights or on Mondays on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast apps, as well as YouTube. Please leave us a 5-star review and a nice comment if you're listening on iTunes. It'd really help us out. You can email the show at bossrushnetwork@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter at bossrushnetwork. Join our Discord and our Facebook group to join our awesome communities. Check out Crossroads, Arsenal X, Nintendo Power Block, and the whole slew of Boss Rush Entertainment shows from Logan. What are we playing? Anybody playing anything fun?
Knockout City.
Yeah, how is that? Multiple people here are playing that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm thoroughly impressed with how much fun I'm having in it. But sadly, like somebody sent this out in a tweet this week, and I completely agree with it. It's like Knockout City's awesome, but nobody's going to be talking about it come September, and that's 100% fact. It's great for like right now, where it's like, okay, I'm finishing up MLB The Show. It's whatever. I'm playing the backlog. There's nothing like pressing until Ratchet and Clank comes out, so it's like,
yeah,
it's fun for right now. I probably won't keep it on my Xbox very long.
Well, that's kind of how I felt with, like when they first showed it. I kind of set off from the beginning is that I'm almost certain that this is going to be another Bleeding Edge where it's a really good concept and a cool game, but it's kind of niche in some ways.
It's on Game Pass, right?
Yeah, it just came to Game Pass.
Well,
but
EA Play, I guess, right?
Yeah, EA Play, but it's on Game Pass. But yeah, this has a little bit more potential just because it's geared more towards all ratings as far as age groups. Adults and kids can enjoy this. Mm-hmm. Where Bleeding Edge, was a little bit more, not quite as kid friendly, but yeah, I'm enjoying it too as well. I could definitely see this being something though that I hop into every once in a while. If I remember correctly, I don't think the game was a very big file, so I could probably leave it on mine. But
I mean,
if I do like tournaments with,
yeah.
I mean, for EA, this is a great game that they released for the year. Like I think it's a good. To me personally, it may become a good nomination for like multiplayer or party game. That kind of nomination, it kind of fits in that thing. I'm kind of shocked that EA allows.
Like I said, it's kind of their Splatoon almost. I look at it the same way as Splatoon, where I do think there will be a big fan group of people who play it and stuff, but I don't know that it will go into Fortnite status, where all different people are playing it, but I do think it will have a really strong core of people that will probably play it. But
a good pick up and play kind of game.
I really like this trend of games where people seemingly are I don't know, I don't want to say shitting on them, but I mean they are shitting on them pretty much, and the game's actually turning out being really good, Outriders.
Right.
When that game got revealed 2 years ago, I thought that game looked awesome, and then when it started getting bad press, and then they released the demo, and they're like, your progress carries over, and and then they signed it to Game Pass day one, right? I was like, man, this game, I don't know if this game's going to be any good. And then right now it's sitting at the top of my game. It's my game of the year so far, right? It's awesome. It's exactly the game for me, But Knockout City sounds like another one of those where man, that game was getting some pretty bad press for a while. It's an EA game, so it's automatically going to be, oh, it's an EA game, it sucks.
It's not Rocket. It's not Rocket. That's just what we have.
There was a lot of that going around. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I'm just glad that this game seems to be getting some love, and it's nice.
Yeah.
I think I told you, LeRon. I was just like, this would be a great game to fit on Switch for people who want to play. But it looks like a lot of people playing it everywhere, so that's a good thing.
It's crossplay too, right?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
So that's
good.
Well,
it is on Switch.
Yeah, it is on Switch.
Well, it showed first up on Switch. It did.
No, it released everywhere at the same time.
Yeah, it released everywhere at the same time.
No, I'm talking about when they showed it. I think it was in the Nintendo Direct.
It was on Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it came to everything else. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I meant.
So,
which was also smart. They showed it on Nintendo Direct because they knew there would be buzz, actually from Nintendo fans for that, which that was smart.
It did see that State of Play. That was
if you want something to sell, put it on Switch, I guess, and promote the hell out of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's definitely worth a try, especially if you have Game Pass. It doesn't cost. Well, because I think doesn't the free to play thing end soon here?
It's already over. It's done.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You no longer need Xbox Live to play Fortnite, Destiny, or any other free-to-play game.
No, I mean it's free. The game itself is free to play. It was only free to play for a little while here. I don't know when that ends.
Was it? Oh, I didn't.
It was in a limited access thing, but it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was always set to be on a free to play model though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, which I mean, I honestly, I think that their best bet, what they need to do, is make that a free-to-play game and do the whole Fortnite thing. Because it really has the potentials to do something similar to what Fortnite's doing as far as cosmetic stuff. Because, I mean, that's something you don't have to buy if you don't want to. But it gives them options and opportunities.
So on Switch, they're showing, like, I guess the base one, the Block Party Trial, is like a free download. And then the additional stuff that you can add on, it's like $19.99, or the big bundle's like $29.99. So,
yeah. What else are people playing?
Is that all, Logan?
He's too busy. He's too busy listening to High School Musical, the series, the music soundtrack.
Season 2.
It's true. It's true. I do actually have it going through my headset right now. No, I mean, I am watching a lot of shows, though. I mean, that's the thing, is trying to keep up with all the reviews and stuff that we're doing for the website. It's like, I don't have time to game, which I'm not complaining about in the slightest. But
I don't have time
baseball
to game.
I gotta watch. Yeah, too much baseball to watch. Too much High School Musical, the series to watch, and too much like Master at None.
Oh yeah, that third season started, didn't it?
Oh, dude, what a season! They did like Mythic Quest season 2 has been coming out on Fridays, and
nice.
So good.
Hurry, I'll go next. Because I've been kind of in a shoot 'em up kind of feel. I've been playing Binary Infinity. It's like a 2D shoot 'em up game on Switch. Practicing my Super C run, trying to do a no death run with that. Been playing a little bit of Blaze of Chrome. But the two main games that I've been playing is Famicom Detective Club, the girl who stands behind. That's been a really, really good, very impressive. It's a visual novel detective game that was only released in Japan and then it came to America. Really good game, like great voice acting, even though it's in Japanese. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I got the bundle, so I got the second game. So I'm just waiting to get through the first game. Last but not least, because I haven't turned on my PlayStation due to the fact that I got the Mass Effect Legendary Edition on Xbox One. And I was telling Jesse, and LeRon knows, the Mako still controls bad. It's not bad as the original game. Go ahead, LeRon.
I warned everybody. I was like, don't get your hopes up about the Mako. I warned everybody.
But I think that was the one thing that I definitely wanted to see on how that was going to control, if they was going to fix it. And I was telling Jesse, I was just like, I tried to just press the directional button up, and it started going left and right, singing how dry I am. I'm like, this is Grand Theft Auto 4 mechanics of driving. This is bad. I mean, it's not sufferable like the original one, but I'm just like, this could have been worked on.
No, here's my thing about it. Like they would have wound up spending too much time trying to fix everything else. The Mako was flawed from day one back when Mass Effect came out in 2007. So I mean, they would have spent entirely way too much time trying to fix the Mako, and that really would have screwed their production schedule up from the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And here's the thing about it: like the Mako is only there for one damn game.
Yeah,
it is.
It was just weird that I was just like, I'm pressing up. Why is it going left and right? Like it shouldn't have to use the control.
You got inverted controls on?
No, I literally just press up to go forward.
And I think you're holding your controller wrong.
No, I literally press up and it goes left and right. It takes a while before it's like really standing still because I'm not pressing nothing else besides going up for it to move. So I don't know why it's moving on its own to go sideways and stuff. Like I should be able, if I'm pressing up, I should be able just to go straight up.
Maybe your controller's broke?
No, mine's a brand new controller for Xbox.
If anybody in the chat right now, if you're also having that same problem with the Mako, let us know. Sound off in the chat.
Speaking of new Xbox controllers, by the way, I did get this yellow beauty.
Oh, when did it come in?
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it's
Did
on.
it just come in?
I moved my trusty blue to my Series S in the office, and I moved this slick lime yellow green color one to the Series X in the living room. So
also last but not least, I am still doing Metroid for the NES, still playing that and enjoying it.
Oh, I didn't know you were playing it. What? Wait, what? Why are you playing it when Zero Mission exists?
I never beat the original Metroid.
Have you met Ed?
Okay, fair question. All right, who's next?
It's like in How I Met Your Mother, which is on Q List right now. You should go check it out right now. Have you met Ed?
No, not for another week. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it's coming up.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm saying it's coming up.
It's gonna be awesome, dude.
Yeah, LeRon,
we're gonna start our Q list for Agents of Shield.
Oh God.
Yeah, dude, that's a whole other debate. Like when we're doing the MCU.
Good luck.
Put it on the list. Anyways.
Ed? What was your other thing? You're trying to say? Oh, another thing?
Oh no, I was just like I just never got a chance to beat the original Metroid, so that's why I decided to play it and everything. Because I've beaten Zero Mission and I love it, and I wish they would come to Switch. That and
Fusion.
And Fusion, yeah, I would love for that to come as a combo pack to Switch.
Pretty much anything on the NES that I've never beaten, I've just given up on. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, I'm not going back to it.
That ship's
I'm not going back to it.
Although Metroid is one of the games I've beaten, so
yeah.
I don't have to go back to that one. I already beat that one.
I forget who I want to say it was one of you or someone that's on our shows talked about something similar to this, but I one time I was hanging out, with my sister and her fiance, and her fiance showed me this big piece of paper, and it was the whole entire map of the first Metroid game.
Hey,
his
struggle was real back then.
Yeah, it was actually his grandma that had passed away, but it was his grandma's, and so he got to keep that, but his grandma, like, she literally, while she was playing it, she would draw each part and connect the whole map until she had the whole entire map all drawn out, so she could have her own visual map that you could put up on the wall and look at while you're playing to know where you're going.
That's awesome.
So that it was so cool. But
that's awesome. I guess I'll go next real quick. I've really only been playing Destiny, Season of the Splicer. That's literally all I've been playing the last 2 weeks because judging by the way Josh and Joe have talked about Vault of Glass this weekend, I'm like, oh shit, that's gonna not be fun. So although they were playing on challenge mode, and I'm sure regular mode's probably gonna be way easier, especially for people who don't hate themselves. So
has anyone reported that they beat it already?
Oh yeah, dude. I think 8 teams completed the challenge mode yesterday.
Oh,
so yay, new things for us to grind for, because every time somebody beats a raid, as soon as the raid is completed, it unlocks a whole new set of missions and weapons and stuff. Mm-hmm. So
that's awesome.
But I'm trying to grind my light level right now because I'm high enough. I'm not ready. I gotta masterwork that gear, I gotta put some mods on my chest piece, that kind of thing. So the grind is real. Anyways, that's all I've been playing. Who's left? Jesse and Logan. I know you're on a time limit. Logan?
Yeah, I got about 3 or 4 more minutes.
Okay.
Oh, then go right now then.
Oh no, I already went.
He already went, dude. Awesome. Way to pay attention, man.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Ed started talking about his Christmas list of games, so you know how that goes.
What?
It's fair. I missed Ed's laundry list of games that he's been playing. So
exactly.
To be fair, he only listed about 3 games today. So
yeah,
Ed,
but
you've learned after about 6 years. Good job.
No, because I'll have a long laundry list in a couple of weeks because there's a ton of games that's about to drop that I'm going to be talking about. Oh goodness!
Yes,
like me and Jesse.
All right, Ed. Reclaiming my time.
No,
all right, because I'm super
not
quick here.
like this time.
No, Jesse already know what game that we're getting this week. That's like.
Well, for me, it's Monster Hunter Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yeah.
And you guys hear me week in and week out like talk about Monster Hunter Rise. You already know what's up. 3.0 season patch is coming real soon, so can't wait for that. I mean, expansion is coming for that. Can't wait for that real soon. And just chipping away at the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. You can watch me play it on YouTube on my YouTube channel, which is completely branded now.
Ooh,
Congrats!
I wonder who helped you do that.
Yeah, I wonder who helped me do that. I guess I owe that I am Corey in HD at chicken dinner or something.
I mean, just add it to the list, I guess. Add it to Ed's list.
Yeah. So I'm streaming. I'm streaming my playthrough of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's going to be slow, but I'm streaming it on my YouTube channel, and I'm doing Monster Hunter Rise on my Twitch channel. So there you go. Nice. Boom. I'm done.
Boom.
All right.
When is the event? Is it Wednesday? Tuesday.
Don't get me to lying. I don't know specifically when.
Come on. LeRon, you're the Monster Hunter guy.
Oh, God. Didn't someone do a write-up on it? Wait. Oh, I did the write-up. Whoops.
Wow.
Shade on your own self.
Actually, no. Hold on. I'll get it. I did the write-up on it. Oh, I feel so special.
Special's a term for it. Well, I made a bad joke, guys. I'm canceled.
It's not as bad as the joke my little brother said as we were going down a roller coaster today.
That was a mess, and I was on the floor.
So we do this thing when we go down the first drop. You have to yell something random. So I yelled, "Oh, I still wet the bed," because we're trying to make everybody laugh on the roller coaster. And my little brother yells, "I'm not even Catholic. I just like the priests."
Oh God.
I had to say, wait, why that bad?
Dude, he says that right before we're about to go for a loop, and everybody on the coaster is just dying laughing.
Wow.
I'm actually kind of jealous that you went to the amusement park. I want to ride one.
Should I
what's fun? Good times.
Should I just get into what I've been playing then, really quick?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I've obviously, since we do AX, I talked about what I've been playing on Xbox on there. So I'm gonna just talk about what I've been playing on PlayStation. So,
ooh.
Sorry, Ed, but I had to give up on The Last Guardian because that game's controls are so bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Jesse, let me ask you, is it better or worse than Resident Evil 4? Just to break Ed's heart.
Worse. Way worse than Resident Evil 4. But you'd run and then I trip over the little difference in the ground or whatever, and your guy would fall over, and I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
A lot of people had trouble with the controls for the game.
Yeah, it's just over. It's over exaggerated, and it's over. I don't know. I really wanted to like that game. Mm-hmm. But it just was getting too frustrating.
And I can understand. I think to me it's just the adventure, some of the puzzles, and just seeing how they connect. It was a lot of other things.
I love everything about it. But
it's just the controls.
I jumped from one place to grab the ledge, and instead of me grabbing the ledge, my arms just went through the edge of the ledge instead of grabbing it and pulling you up like a normal game would. I was just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I can understand. I'm not mad about it. If you want to watch a playthrough, just watch a playthrough. If you feel
that's what I probably will actually do that, because I really do want to know more about this story, because it really is unfortunate that there's a compelling, interesting story there that I do want to learn about. But yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. So
It's just yeah. To me, it's that relationship of Trico and that boy that just works so well that I feel like Sony, like that's a good thing that Sony does that I don't even think like Nintendo or Microsoft could do. There's just something about that Sony when they do relationship stuff like that, they get it so down. They just get it down packed good, and I just gotta give them props to it.
And speaking of that, so in place of that game, I picked up Concrete Genie, and I absolutely love that game.
Yes,
it's really, so good.
It's
like I really like that you can like make personalize the genies or whatever you'd call them and make them your own and stuff. It's so cool. It's just like a really neat like concept. See that's the thing is like. And it's like even with a lot of platforms, like I end up liking those kind of games way more than like the big AAA like heavy hitters that that everyone usually gravitates towards. Like for me, like my favorite part is those indie stuff that they get as like their like their exclusive stuff that doesn't come anywhere else. And so yeah, I'm really loving that game a lot. I think I'm on, I don't know where I'm at in the game, but a good chunk. So yeah, I've been playing that and enjoying that. And then I finally got to play 2 games in VR that I've been wanting to for a long time. So I played Astrobot, which is a phenomenal like platforming game, like on its own, but then like in the whole VR concept of it is just it's just awesome and in a very cool way like to experience a platformer like that. And then the big one is like like if you know me, I love horror games, absolutely love horror movies. All that stuff, like Resident Evils, you name it, I love it, and none of it scares me whatsoever. Like I just don't get scared by that stuff. But I played Resident Evil 7 in VR, and
oh god,
Jesus Christ, man! Like
it's just true.
Once you're inside of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pass.
Holy crap, man!
A lot of people probably would say that's the best horror game to play in VR.
It probably is.
That game, dude,
I played that. I played the first 3 hours of that game with friends with the lights on, and I was scared to death. Jesus.
Yeah, and I liked Rush of Blood, but that was more of a sit down, like carnival, like shooter kind of. Which don't get me wrong, like that game sold me on PSVR. Like Rush of Blood, like my friend would bring it over and we'd sit and play it, and I'd have a crap load of fun doing it. My wife hopped in it and tried it, and so yeah, it was a blast. But yeah, this like an actual full on game in VR, Resident Evil. I have never been so hesitant to move forward in a game as with that one, man. Just that beginning part with your
dad
girlfriend.
you.
Yeah. Well, just the girlfriend part though, like when you think that she's laying on the ground dead and she pops up and you're just like, and then she's trying to stab you with a knife, and holy crap, like that whole part is just like because she's right there in your face. Like, screaming at you and stuff, and it is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. And then you hear the noise of things, like, all around you, and you're just like, oh, shit, man, I'm afraid to turn around and look.
You have to take your time with that game.
I had to stop after a little while because I was just like, okay, this is too much, and I had to turn off that really crappy settings that they had for moving in the game. I had to have it where I actually move like you would in a regular game, because I didn't like that whole like click, 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 like to turn and look. Like to turn around, I had to do where you could smoothly turn around and look, like just to make it feel a little bit more immersive. But yeah, so and I've gotten motion sickness in some of the games before, but I didn't let it get to that point. I played about a half an hour or so, and then I was good. I just stopped for a while. So yeah, that's mostly what I've been playing. But yeah, I've got almost everything on PS4 to play yet. So cool. I've got plenty of backlog and stuff that I need, that I'll be experiencing, in full for the most part for the first time. So
nice. Cool. Well, Logan, I know you have to bounce.
Out of here.
You want to plug anything before you get out of here?
Yeah, Q-List Season 3 starts a week from tomorrow. Josh Finn joining me for it. Technically, Godzilla vs. Kong is already released, but if you haven't checked it out, check that out. And Q-List has Twitter now, too, so check out Q-List, BRN, so where you can find that. And then new episode of Land Party on Wednesday. And we got a really cool guest coming up in 2 weeks. Corey Shane's coming back, and we're ranking VeggieTale movies. It'll be good times.
Wow.
So yeah.
I was listening to your episode. Are you talking football the other day?
That was fun. Oh yeah, Trash Talk's coming back a week from Friday.
Yeah.
Season 3. Oh, dude, can't wait.
Yeah, because I'm not really a sports person, but like I like digesting it in the way you guys do it, where it's not like, you guys do get pretty deep into some of the stuff, but it's still entertaining. It's not like you're not being overly serious about stuff like most, like trying to break down the X's and O's kind of, talk show would do. So,
well, and that's what like season 3 is. We're not going to do the news anymore. We're cutting a lot of the segments. It's going to be mostly big topics and roundtable stuff. Mm-hmm. We're still going to do like our picks and everything. We're still going to do random ranking and winners and losers. But otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be very open. Very just talk about whatever the heck you want to talk about. I know the first episode we're talking a lot of baseball, and then we're going to give some off-season NFL grades and all that cool stuff. So. Should be a lot of fun. Just check it out.
Nice.
And then, just check out everything we do on BossRushNetwork.com or BossRushGames.com. Good stuff.
Bye, Logan. Miss you.
Bye, Logan.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, now we can start the show that Logan's gone. I'm just kidding. All right, well, E3 is right around the corner. There's, Sony's obviously not going to be there, but they'll probably have some sort of state of play. Nintendo's doing their Nintendo Direct. We learned that Xbox and Bethesda are doing a joint conference, which totally makes sense because Microsoft owns Bethesda. I don't know why this is like some kind of weird revelation to people, but
yeah, I think it was just people were thinking because the acquisition just happened that they may have already had plans ahead of time before the acquisition was finalized and stuff.
Yeah, but
honestly though, when you think about it, does it really have to be that much of a big of a change for them to switch over to being combined? Not really. You can still have your plans and mix them in.
So we're gonna just talk about this a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. What does everybody expect from? Because this is kind of E3 was canceled last year, right? And we had Jeff Keighley's digital fuckfest. I don't know what they called it. But this is the first time that E3 is going to be digital. And I'm serious. Like that, dude. There was stuff going on all summer that just I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like E3 is like a nice compact week of just.
We knew what was going to be part of E3.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley thing. I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
What
I'd wake up at 3:00 in the morning and go pee, and Jeff Keighley would tweet something. I was like, Devolver Digital announced their next weird indie game that only 100 people care about. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Look, and I told Corey, I was just like, shoot, they could have did that on Nintendo Live for all I care.
Yeah. So, or on BossRushGames.com. Could have done it there too. Devolver, know you're listening. So we're just going to kind of go through. I have a list here of just Xbox and Bethesda PlayStation, Nintendo, and third party, like just kind of what we expect, maybe like one thing from each, like what we're excited for, what we really want to see from each of the big, conferences. So Xbox and Bethesda obviously is kind of the most intriguing one, because even though they're the same event, Bethesda is clearly going to kind of maintain some sort of, separation from Xbox a little bit in terms of the presentation. I kind of expect Xbox to lead with Starfield and end with Halo is kind of what I'm expecting. A deep dive into Halo and a deep dive into Starfield, and then they're going to shove all their other crap in between. I kind of want to see what Machine Games is working on. The rumor is Wolfenstein 3, along with that Indiana Jones project.
Did they? Oh no, they said they were. I thought they said they were working on Wolfenstein 3.
I mean, they haven't officially announced it, but it's. I mean, you got to wrap up the trilogy, right? They said that they were making a trilogy. The last two games were 2 is amazing. And
yeah,
look, I played Wolfenstein 2 on Switch, and I thought it was amazing. So the game is really amazing when you play it on a platform that it should probably be played on. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. I really want to see what this Indiana Jones project is. I really want to see what this first-person RPG that In Exile is working on. Because some people are suggesting that it might be a Fallout spin-off game, since Bethesda Game Studios is working on Starfield and Elder Scrolls, and they don't want to go 10 or 12 years without a Fallout game. So, anybody Xbox Bethesda?
Well, obviously, if you want to hear more about this, we did talk about it on Arsenal X.
Right.
But I've kind of kept some stuff I'll talk about on here that I didn't on there, just so people can kind of get a mix of stuff. But the one thing that I'm really, really hopeful of is that we get to actually see something with Perfect Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really, really, really want to be excited about this game.
What do you want from a modern Perfect Dark, Jesse? Just not to interrupt you, but Perfect Dark is so intriguing because it comes from a time where, first-person shooters were either going the way of Time Splitters or going the way of Halo, and obviously, no offense to Time Splitters, but Halo won. So, what do you want? What do you want from a modern?
Perfect Dark? I would like something similar to, but not exactly like the Hitman kind of games. Like where there's where you've got options and it's not just a set way that you have to finish the mission, right?
Right.
There's multiple ways you can go about doing it. And, different events that you can set into motion by your choices of how you choose to do things.
Right.
For me, that's personally what I would like to see. And especially when we live in a time period right now where we don't know when or if we will get any kind of more Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
I would like it to, kind of have pull from a little bit of that as well, of not having to be where you're in tombs and all that stuff, but have some really cool settings, some really cool areas that some of this is taking place in, and if you have it where maybe you do have to backpack it at some point and be out in the wilderness a little bit to make it to your mission or whatever, where your mission takes place. I just want it to feel a little bit more open world without actually being an open world game, I guess. Not just all take place in one building or, to all take place in a small setting. I want it to feel a little bit more like I said, a little bit more like what Hitman does.
Right.
But but still make it kind of their own, and do, because like we've talked about, and I know this is a different kind of game, but with Titanfall 2, like honestly, what Titanfall 2 did wasn't necessarily anything dramatically different from what we've already experienced, but it's all about how they carried the story and how well they did the things that they did, right? And I feel like if they can kind of hit on that with the Perfect Dark game, because I mean we've had a million first person shooters before. That's not new. So like if they can figure out the right chemistry to make it what they want to, but make it feel just unique enough that it is its own thing and it does it well, I think that's really what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for them to try too hard to make it something dramatically different or whatever.
Right.
But I think that's where the new consoles though can come into play, where they can get unique and get creative with some of the power and the things that these new consoles can do. That we're seeing in things like Ratchet and Clank, and we're seeing in the Medium, and like some of these games that are actually using its abilities.
Plus like with Perfect Dark having to deal with like aliens and stuff, there could be really interesting, like the way that Ratchet and Clank's shifting you through dimensions. There could be some really interesting things to travel through space and time, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna have multiplayer, Jesse? I don't need it to have multiplayer, right? Like I want it to be a solid, awesome single player experience, and then if it does well, give us some expansions or whatever. But
I could see them going the way of like what Ghost of Tsushima did, where it's a single player based narrative, but they do have like a co-op version of, kind of like similar to how some games will have like a zombie mode and things like that, where you could have it where it's like it's own standalone kind of missions that you can do with friends, or like Portal 2 had a whole section that was just puzzles and things you could do with friends, that was completely different from the actual main game. Like I could see something like that, like a co-op kind of thing, side thing of it, that isn't part of or it could ultimately tell part of the story from a different perspective, but I don't think they'll have a full on like versus mode where you can play multiplayer against other people.
Right. Anybody else have anything they want to say about the Xbox stuff before we move on? I want to see Hellblade, but I heard that that's not going to be there. So.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's how true that is or not. I just hope we see what some of these other, teams are working on, because there's a lot of teams within the 23 studios that they own. So. No yawning, LeRon. I know you're wanting those egg rolls.
I know. Go ahead, LeRon.
Well, mine's gonna be really quick. I'm honestly not sure what to expect from. Well, I'll be honest. With E3, I'm really not sure what to expect at all. Like, I mean, there's things I'm going to be on the lookout for, but ultimately, I don't know what to expect, because like the gaming industry is like very unpredictable right now, and we had a lot of stuff get sidelined because of COVID and stuff. So like, I really don't have any expectations. I mean, we've seen some really exciting stuff over the past year with like all the individual shows that different groups have done. We've seen quite a few new reveals on State of Plays. We've seen a lot of new reveals on directs and stuff like that. So I feel like, if anything, we're barely going to see a lot of new titles cropping up, and we're just going to see more of what we've already seen over the past year. Like, like a lot of stuff like that's coming out for the 2022, 2023 year and stuff like that. We're going to see news and things on that. I'm not an Xbox expert, so like anything that happens with the Bethesda ZeniMax stuff is going to throw me for a loop. It does not matter. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that a new Monster Hunter, like Monster Hunter 6 project, maybe gets whispered about, but I'm not really expecting that because Capcom's riding high on Monster Hunter Rise right now, and they're trying to get stories out the door too. So there's that.
You don't think they would show Monster Hunter at all just because Rise isn't on the other consoles specifically? I mean, I know it's coming to PC, but you don't think they would throw out a teaser?
Well, with Rise, they might just go ahead. Well, with Rise, they might just go ahead and give us the date for the PC version of it. We know Monster Hunter Stories 2 is releasing same time on both on Switch and PC. So now I feel like I'm divided here because like I'm not going to buy for both platforms. I need to figure out which platform I'm going to buy it on. I have a funny feeling I'm going to buy it for the Switch though. But
Rise is number 10 on Amazon's Switch sales.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I think I think when they give the PC a date, that's just going to have more sales for that game.
And Monster Hunter World just crossed 17.1 million copies sold. Monster Hunter World, that's not Monster Hunter World and Iceborne. That's the base game World. Iceborne sold like 7.3 million copies and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. There's probably going to be a whispering of the Monster Hunter 6 project, but I don't really know. Like I said, I feel
how old is World at this point?
World is hitting 3 years.
Okay.
Well, I did the write up on. No, I started a write up on that. I never published it.
Yeah, because PlayStation and Xbox were first, and then the year later it was PC, right?
Actually, yeah. World came out in 2018. World came out in 2018, and then Iceborne came out in 2019.
Gotcha.
And then the PC version for them came out that same year in the 19.
In staggered releases, yeah. Which hopefully Capcom does not do that again because that will piss me off.
Yeah.
I know for me, Tunic is what I want to see at Microsoft's press conference. So I want to get a release date. That's one of my most.
Is that the game with the mouse in the armor?
The fox.
It's a fox.
Yeah.
It's a fox. Okay.
Yeah.
That shows how much I paid attention to that during the direct.
I wonder. I know a lot, and sorry everybody, this is gonna go places, but I wonder if them teasing Switch in the backgrounds of 3 separate videos now, if they're going to have some sort of weird curated version of Game Pass come to Switch at some point. Because that's been teased for, Sarah Bond, who's the, what is she? She's like I forget what she does there. She's important.
Isn't she the leader of like not communications?
Yeah,
but like
hold on,
partnership leader.
Yeah, like I feel like her having a Switch in a studio background, not her home, but a studio background, is something really interesting. So
I don't think so. I think it's just because that Microsoft and Nintendo got that good partnership.
And just because you hate Game Pass, okay?
No, I know it's not that I hate Game Pass. It's that we know that like Minecraft Dungeons is on Switch. Definitely Minecraft with Steve being the Smash. I think everybody's just been loving that Microsoft and Nintendo has been working together. My thing is just that I think Phil Spencer and them and his team was just like don't have expectations of us putting Game Pass on Switch. So I'm trying to go by Phil Spencer's word from it, unless there is a business change and Microsoft is, they're hinting at it, but Nintendo's like, I think Nintendo would be like, we really need you guys to shut up about this because we want to wait to.
Maybe they'll just implement Xbox Live into the Switch Pro, and then Nintendo will finally have a good online service.
Oh wow!
Speaking,
I mean, a lot of people wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Speaking of Nintendo, let's talk about them next because they have a lot announced and not a lot of, I don't know. They've got a lot announced, man.
Look, they just need to show me some Metroid shit and get it over with.
They will. They'll show you Samus getting beat by the next Smash Fighter and there's next Smash Fighter reveal.
No, I think they got some gameplay for Metroid Prime 4. I think
When did they announce?
No,
when did they announce?
They do not. They do not.
Wait,
they don't. Because they got rebuilt that whole studio.
When was that announced that they were rebooting that? 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's been 3.5 years, which in Nintendo time is about 10 minutes. The way they get games out.
And I think what they got is they're probably still working on the game, but I think they got a portion cut out in trailer form ready to show, and not ready to announce anything official yet, but just like, okay, I know you guys been waiting, but here's a trailer, some gameplay ideas that we got in hand.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Man,
maybe
I don't know.
a CGI thing, but I don't think they're gonna have.
They better not. They better not.
They wouldn't do CG. Besides what they did with Splatoon 3, just announcing it, saying, "Hey, this is in production."
They're gonna have that meme of Samus just giving the thumbs up, and that's all they're gonna show, but in HD. Here you go, LeRon.
No, I think there's gonna be gameplay. What I want is, though, for me personally, I want Bayonetta 3 and a demo to drop. That's what I kind of want.
Bayonetta 3 is like the weird one, right? Where like, okay, we know Breath of the Wild 2 is in development. They gave us an update on that the last time when they announced Skyward Sword. Eye roll. Metroid Prime, they announced that they had restarted, so it would be a while. Okay. What was the other one besides Bayonetta 3? They had one more announced.
So,
Shin Megami Tensei 5, I guess, would be the next one.
It's
Mario Golf.
No, I just meant
Mario Golf come out
next in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bayonetta is the only game that we haven't gotten an update for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
interesting.
Platinum probably has something in plan. Maybe I should change.
They just released that game on Apple Arcade that's supposedly really good. They have that Babylon thing that they're working on for Square, and then they have a sequel to Astral Chain in the works and Bayonetta 3. So they've got a lot of projects in the works.
Yeah, and I know Monolith Soft is I know they're helping Zelda, but I think their team grew bigger so they can start.
Well, they have 4 teams within their studio, so it would make sense that one of them is working on a Xenoblade sequel.
Yeah, Konami probably has. I know Konami has Gemma Fetsu ready to go, but they may be working on another property, especially for Nintendo.
I know what I want to see. I want to see a new Pikmin.
Yeah, I would really like to see that. Remember when they said Pikmin 4 was almost done, and it was like halfway through the Wii U's life cycle, and they said it was almost done?
Yeah.
I
wonder if that Ninja of Shredder's Revenge is going to be shown again.
That'd be awesome. I hope it comes with a collector's edition where you get figures of all of the turtles, and that would be great.
Yeah. Because Limited Run is not doing it. That's right. Capcom probably would drop some more. Probably would show Monster Hunter Stories, because it won't be out by time E3 happens. So they might show more of that. And I think we're probably going to get maybe 2 new IPs. I'm still hoping for ARMS 2. We'll see that. I know we'll definitely get a new Smash character for it. But I think we'll also probably get some of the stuff that they showed at ID Xbox for their indie games. We might get a reveal for that. Like some of those games are also coming to Switch with it. And maybe Cuphead's DLC will be shown.
I bet that's shown at Xboxes.
Wait, they're making DLC for Cuphead? I thought they were moving on to a new game.
Nope.
No. They've got more. They've got more stuff planned for it.
Okay.
Yeah, they delayed it because
they delayed the physical edition for Switch so they could put the whole game on the cart.
Yeah, though I do think that it is very possible that we could I don't know about this year, but see a Cuphead 2 eventually.
I just want to see Zelda. I'm boring. I want to see Zelda. Also, I'm interested to see if that rumored Donkey Kong game looks like from the Mario Odyssey team. That seems weird and a weird direction for that team to go.
Yeah. I think
like
we'll
the
probably
Donkey
see.
Kong 64 or whatever.
God, no.
I think we'll probably see Mario Rabbids too.
God, don't tease me with Mario Rabbids 2, Ed.
I know that would be
They'll
awesome.
finally give us that Rayman amiibo that I wanted that they show. And
that'd be cool if Rayman showed up in there, like the Rayman characters in the Mario plus Rabbids.
And I know I said on ASP that I would love Phantasy Star 5 to come to Switch, but I think I think Konami's going to be, to me personally, is going to be the one to look for with Nintendo with some of their trailers, because I just feel like when they've been announcing stuff for Nintendo,
I think they're going to show their stuff with PlayStation, because there's a rumored Metal Gear Solid remake in the works, Castlevania supposedly. So I feel like the PlayStation's going to get those. I feel like PlayStation's paid big money for that stuff.
For the bigger games, yes. I think smarter games with Konami is going to probably be shown on Switch. Because it's been a good reception with that.
Yes, I can't wait for another mediocre Contra game.
Well, that was for all platforms. That just
Contra that franchise, jeez. Like after I'm going to be very nice here. After Operation C, it has never been good.
Rebirth was good. Contra Rebirth was really good.
See, for me, I only like the first one, and the very first one. That's it.
maybe we'll get the DS Castlevania games, because I know a lot of people been wanting that. So maybe they will do Castlevania Collection 2, and it'll be all the DS games. A lot of people would like that. I mean, announce it for a Switch, but kind of bring it for everybody else. I wouldn't be mad at or anything like that. And yeah, maybe we'll get more Nintendo games that were stuck in Japan that never came here. Maybe we will see the Wii version of Punch Out on Switch.
Interesting.
Or a new Punch Out game. Because I know Star Fox is not ready or anything. I think Star Fox will be announced next year.
Where are we getting Star
Mario
Fox?
Galaxy 3?
Oh, and Kirby. Kirby will probably see.
Yeah, well, HAL Labs said they're excited to share what's next for Kirby. So I would bet I would bet that Kirby shows up.
Kirby Pinball 2.
And I know you talked about the Pokemon Direct, Corey.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see something there, but we can talk about that on Pal Block tomorrow, probably. PlayStation, guys, there's a lot of rumors going around for PlayStation. Not great ones, but what do we want to see from PlayStation? LeRon, I'm going your way first, because I know you don't really care about the last two things we talked about.
Okay. So the definitive things from PlayStation, when PlayStation does their state of play, I know this, like, with their focus on getting Ratchet and Clank out the door, their probably next state of play is going to be all about Kena Bridge of Spirits, and then probably we'll start doing more of the deep dive and reveals for Horizon Forbidden West, as well as Gran Turismo 7, and we might. No, I have a funny feeling Square is going to do something on their own for this one. Probably something for Final Fantasy 16. But those are my big ones. I guarantee you they're trying to get Kena Bridge of Spirits ready to go next. What's cool about that is it's $40, compared to Returnal being $70. So, like, that might be a good pusher there,
Question for you, LeRon. Do they got Kena for pre-order yet, or not yet?
Kena's available for pre-order.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if they were going to be like, hey, we got the now, do the trailer, and they'd be like, okay, pre-orders available now. I didn't know if they did that.
Yeah. Deathloop keeps getting delayed, so I doubt we're going to see anything new on that. If we do, it might just be the final confirmation that this next release date is the release date that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to get delayed anymore after this. I think these guys know they need to finish this game. And we've had many conversations, like amongst ourselves at Boss Rush about the state of affairs when it comes to games getting delayed and stuff. I am also the proponent. Like, I'd rather you delay the game. I'd rather you delay the game until we damn near forget about it if it's going to be a good product. But at the same time, I also understand, because I did a little bit of reading, and I came to find out. the company that did the port of Street Fighter Alpha 3 for the Game Boy Advance, I found out that when they had to delay the game to finish the port of it, like there's like a big the game plays amazing. It plays damn near like the arcade game on the Game Boy Advance. Of course, there were some sacrifices and things that had to be made to make it go as perfect as it is, but it's damn near perfect for the handheld version. I found out that after their second delay of the game, Capcom basically canceled the royalty payouts for the game. What? And that ultimately forced the company. The game comes out. It sells very well on the Game Boy Advance. The game comes out. The company are unable to get the royalties because the game was delayed. So it wound up getting published long after the expected release date of it. So Capcom basically, was like, hey, like you're not going to get royalties off of this and stuff like that. Shut the company down. Like, the company basically had to close their doors because they weren't getting paid. They didn't get paid for their work.
Oh wow!
I know it sounds very cold the way I just said they didn't get paid for their work and stuff, but hearing about that, I'm finally starting to understand why companies will put a game out. There's a lot at stake there. Like ultimately, this game got delayed and it shut the company down. So I'm changing my stance on a few things about game delays and stuff like that. Yeah. Like I said, delay a game until like we damn near forget about it if it's going to come out as a good product. But at the same time, if people are going to lose their jobs about it, yeah, put the damn game out and work on it in post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube video about it. I'll share it because like this company did the company did like an amazing job. They made one of the best like they made like one of the best ports for the original Ghosts and Goblins on like. It wasn't the Commodore 64, but it was on basically a competitor for the Commodore 64, and it actually played the best. It played better than the NES version.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
That's rough when that kind of stuff happens, and and that's the thing is like, I think overall in general, like people being too critical of certain things without really knowing the full story of what's going on is never really a great situation. Because like that's the thing is some people are fortunate that they have that opportunity to take as much time as they need. Mm-hmm. And who knows? I mean, Capcom may have changed quite a bit from that.
Oh yeah, Capcom has changed. We're talking about GBA. We're talking about GBA game. Yeah. That's like what 15 years ago.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the same company that did Final Fantasy. No, I mean Final Fight for GBA.
I don't think it was that company. No. Okay. But just pay attention to that now as we sit here and arguing about freaking Cyberpunk. Yeah, think about that.
Are we still arguing about Cyberpunk?
I said we're arguing about it, not arguing about it.
For me, with PlayStation, kind of definitely want to see Horizon, the next game. Definitely want to see God of War. I kind of want to see what if Sony is doing anything with Unreal Engine 5, because I know they kind of had the exclusive. But I want to know when their in studios are doing something with it.
Well, Bend is right, because that's why Days Gone took so long, is because they were reworking Unreal. So, but their new game, I think, is going to be on there. So maybe something cool will come out of that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. Isn't there some indie games that they show that's still not out yet? I know Capcom.
There's a lot of indies.
I know Capcom delayed that one game with that little girl,
the astronaut.
I know they delayed that. I wonder would they be showing something.
It wasn't definite when they announced it anyway, because when they first announced it there wasn't even a release date. I think they just said 20. I think they said 2022, and now we are hearing it's probably going to get pushed to 2023. So there was never a definite release date to begin with, but
Oh, LeRon, they probably would. If it's not Microsoft, it may be Sony. The horror game from the Dead Space team.
Callisto Protocol.
Yeah.
That's my guaranteed day one buy. Because I love that studio. Studio that was formerly Visceral Games. I love that studio.
I wonder if they will show that. Like I said, if they don't show that Microsoft's conference, I wonder would they show that PlayStation 5 instead of
I doubt it because it was an early release. Like apparently what we got that release trailer, that was all their assets at that point. So that was in-game assets that they were using for that trailer. That was all they had at the time.
And the thing is it's like, say what you will about PUBG or whatever, but like PUBG has a little bit more of a connection with Xbox, and since that game technically takes place in PUBG's world, I would imagine that game is if anything got announced about it, it would be on the Xbox floor. I don't think it would be on Sony's.
I hope that when one of these alien things comes to attack you and you're trying to shoot its limbs off, that one of its limbs is made out of a frying pan and like a golf club and grocery cart.
Is there going to be a dismemberment mechanic? We don't even know. So that's how early this game is. We can probably say this speculation for another day, but I wonder how much like Dead Space we really want this game to be. I wonder.
I think it's going to have the vibes, like the feel of it. But
I bet they want to make a Dead Space, and then EA is going to turn around and make a Dead Space trilogy like the Mass Effect trilogy.
Oh, God.
Like a spiritual successor, in a sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I know a lot of people... I know a lot of people want the Dead Space trilogy to be the next trilogy that EA works on. So
remasters.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, that's a possibility showing up at State of Play. I know I have my thoughts on it, but if they show it, I hope that people do give it a chance. I really do hope.
I wonder if they'll try to cut a deal with Microsoft to publish that first game. Because Microsoft, even though Sony owns the IP, Microsoft, if they sell it on PlayStation, Microsoft still gets a cut because they own the publishing rights to the game.
That's what I wonder. I wonder because I think you answered it, LeRon. Because
it's the same with Alan Wake. Is why Alan Wake continues to be an Xbox exclusive, even though Remedy owns the IP, because Microsoft owns the publishing rights to the first game. So that's why Control isn't technically an Alan Wake game, but they all take place in the same universe.
So even with Microsoft giving them everything, publishing though is the one thing they don't give. Mm-hmm. So okay.
Yeah. So, but I think Remedy is working with Microsoft to buy back the publishing rights to Alan Wake. But in terms of Sony, I want to see what they're going, because I think the worst kept secret is that some sort of team is working on an Uncharted game. It was Sony Bend, but now it's back internally at Naughty Dog. So,
wait, no, I thought it was Last of Us.
Yeah,
it's both. It's both.
Both?
Yeah,
I hadn't heard about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's both.
Mm-hmm. They've taken both projects.
Yeah. Oh God, do you guys want to come host an episode of Crossroads? I didn't even know about Last. I didn't know about Uncharted. I knew about Last of Us.
When Days Gone 2 didn't get greenlit, when all those people left Sony Bend, they were put on an Uncharted project that they didn't want to work on, and then they told Sony, we don't want to work on this after a year and a half. And Sony took it away from them and gave it back to Naughty Dog, and now they're working on a new IP.
I wrote the editorial on that. I could have sworn it was they were going to do a PS5 remaster of the original Last of Us.
That was the visual concept.
No, this was like a third. This was like a different team within Sony San Diego that wasn't.
Okay.
It was like a 30-person team within the XDev team.
Oh God, 30 people, man! Mm-hmm. They're gonna have. Woo.
Well, what they want to do is remake The Last of Us up to graphical fidelity for PS5,
right?
And then they want to bundle Last of Us Left Behind and Part 2 as one package on PS5 eventually.
Right, because it was a visual concept team or something, whatever that name was.
Yeah, it was an unnamed team. They literally had no name, and they had to scrounge together a 30-person team to not pitch an idea, but do this, because their original pitch was to remake the original Uncharted game, remake it, and fix it up and spruce it up or whatever.
Okay, see that part I didn't know. I knew it was The Last of Us.
And then they were like, then Sony was like, no, we should do The Last of Us because we're doing a TV show. We're doing a part 2. You should remake The Last of Us. And then now that's back at Naughty Dog as well.
Well, damn. Corey and Jesse, why don't you just host Tuesday nights at Crossroads?
I knew the Last of Us one was a big one, but I didn't know the Uncharted one was. I thought they was kind of like done with Uncharted.
This is news to me, right. And I'm sitting here about to like clackety clack on my keyboard.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings there, LeRon.
Did that story come out when that Last of Us story came out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was all part of the same kind of article. Like, I mean, one of the articles that both.
Yeah.
So.
I read the entire freaking Boss Rush article about that. I didn't even know about that. I guarantee you, somebody was reading this and like, look at this clown. He only had half the information.
Yeah.
LeRon, you continue to learn about PlayStation through us.
For me, for PlayStation, like I really want to see something, just kind of even just a little hint of what their plans and their roadmap is for VR, because that's like that. Ultimately, the VR stuff is what made me interested in wanting to eventually own a PS4. Is like I really wanted those exclusive VR experiences.
I think all of that got delayed to next year. If the story's true with them not,
I know VR is delayed till next year. I think it's going to be a powerhouse for either this. I want to say the winter quarter, because the winter technically starts from December and rolls through until February, so it might be something for the spring quarter. But so like winter or spring.
Because I think
I knew that that they kind of weren't planning on rolling it out anytime soon here this year, but like I just would still like to see some kind of like, this is why you should be excited for it kind of thing. Like just like I said, that's why I was saying just more of like a roadmap of like like what their plans are for it, just moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I mean, Sony has talked about, there are a lot of things Sony has talked about, but at the same time there's still a lot that they need to talk about. For someone like me anyways, who isn't in completely into that into the community or whatever you want to call it, I'm not completely sold on it quite yet. Because like I do want to get a PS5, but like
a lot of people do.
I think now like I'm glad that it seems like a a lot of the issues and things are getting fixed with the console wise. Like people having issues with things.
I think by
some stuff, but
I think by October they'll be talking more about it. I think it's too early to talk about PSVR and the roadmap. I think where they're trying to focus, like, let's get more systems out as we can, and then of course working on games.
The biggest news Sony can deliver for us right now who care about the console is, when are we going to be able to put our expansion hard drives, our expansion solid state drives into the system? That's the biggest news. We thought the last big update was going to be the one, but I mean, what we got was actually pretty good. I mean, the fact that we can now store PS5 games onto external hard drives and stuff like that. That's actually a big deal, because I mean, like, those games eat up space on the SSD. So I think the next groundbreaking thing as far as hardware goes is, before they say anything about PSVR, they need to turn around and say, hey, go ahead and drop your M.2 SSDs into the system now. It's ready to go.
Yeah. Don't they have to meet a certain speed requirement though?
Yeah, which in all honesty, like there are quite a few NVMe drives out there that can do it. They are on the pricey side, and I think that's what Sony's trying to. I think that's what Sony's trying to negotiate right now. They're trying to get like the manufacturers, like Samsung, the name's escaping me right
now. Philips,
no, Philips doesn't make those. shoot.
Thank God.
Don't. I don't want to throw the wrong name out there, but there's quite a few manufacturers. Western Digital makes them. I have another brand in my computer and stuff like that. They have to be
WD, right?
They have to be, WD's Western Digital, yeah.
Okay.
They have to be 4th gen, which means that they have to run on the current standard that PC motherboards are on right now. PC motherboards are on 4th gen, and they will meet those speeds and everything like that. But they're kind of in the, if you go past the 1 terabyte, they get pricey. they get pricey super fast, and that's the thing about it. So just like what Microsoft does in the past, where they try to wait for the tech to be a little more affordable before they start just saying slammed into your consoles. Like that's the same thing I think Sony's trying to do.
Yeah.
I wonder if they should also get it like customized or something.
Because it's ridiculous that you spend $500 for a PS5 and then you got to spend an additional $500 just for 4 terabytes of data.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I bought my Xbox Series X little memory unit thing, and it's nice. So.
And that was how much? That was $200.
I think it was
230,
210,
230. And I know for a lot of consumers that was probably like a hard pill to swallow.
It was, but I got it
for because a terabyte
because I knew I was going to use it. So
that was just 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
Plus I can take it out of my Series X and plug it into my Series S, and it knows exactly which version of the game to play and everything. So it's like I don't even have to re-download anything to my S or anything.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, do they still got a lot of that on sale? Because it's kind of been quiet.
It's been under 200 quite a few times since it launched.
It's crazy though, because I know now with the manufacturing shortages and stuff like that, like the cost of SSDs are starting to go up. So there's also that. So be on the lookout for that. Mm-hmm. But I know there's been plenty of times I could walk my ass into Best Buy and get like a 1 terabyte SSD for like under $80. You know, so it's crazy sometimes hearing about an SSD for a console, but I know it's proprietary. Being over 200 for 1 terabyte, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Plus, this is kind of new for consoles, the SSD, being in them for Microsoft and Sony.
The one thing I do wish about the Series S is if I wish it had a terabyte hard drive in it, and it doesn't. It only has a 512 gig.
Oh, I was about to say, don't tell me it's a 256.
No.
They.
Well, nobody can install the Warzone patch.
Right.
That thing is a ridiculous mess.
Did they fix that though? I know there was talk about them changing that.
You can't fit Warzone and the Call of Duty game on your hard drive at the same time.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Well, we've been going for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Why don't we say we wrap it up and call it a night? Mostly because I have to edit the show, and I'm a little bit tired. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Let us know what you think about E3. What do you want to see? What do you want to play? What do you want to do? What do you want us to do for E3?
I just know that everyone's ready. Everyone's ready. Like, we are ready to hear some news and some news.
It's funny. Last year, just one final thought. Last year when everybody was like, oh, yeah, no E3, thank God. And now E3 is finally back. And everybody's like, thank God E3's back. So,
yeah. Well, because we've seen what the alternative to that was, and it wasn't.
Yeah, the Jeff Keighley Summer Fuckfest, like I said earlier in the show. So, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Remember, you can download the show on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, whatever you listen to. So, Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere, including Xbox and PlayStation, as Phantom NXS.
LeRon?
All right, you can catch me on social media at Exodus803, EXODUS803. Also, guess what? I am a brand now, so YouTube.com, Exodus803, Twitch.tv, Exodus803. I made it, boys.
Look how giddy he is.
I claimed that custom URL because I was tired of competing with that one chick that did yoga poses for one video 8 years ago and abandoned her channel. So
Nothing.
I am happy.
Wow.
That
Come
happened.
back.
That happened for Twitter because mine is I am Corey in HD. There's one guy who has Corey in HD and he hasn't tweeted since 2013 about his Call of Duty Black Ops 2 vids. So.
Wow.
Yeah, catch me and Austin Campbell Tuesday night on twitch.tv/xs803 for Crossroads PlayStation Podcast. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys a sneak preview right now. We're talking about Uncharted on Tuesday night's episode, the entire legacy of Uncharted.
Yeah, I'll be there, I think. If I'm still
invited. Cool.
Did you not see the chat where you said, "Hey, who wants to guest on Crossroads?" And I said, "I will." No, guess not now.
I know I saw it. But I've been scrambling because I want to get some people to fill some seats. So it looks like it's gonna be a 5-man. Wait, me, Austin. Yeah, it's looking like it might be a 5-man squad.
Well, okay. Well, if it's gonna be 5 people, I'll sit out.
No, don't sit out. No, please come. Hold on. Oh, I said that wrong. Oops.
Yeah, you did. Ed, save us, please.
Where can we find you?
Yeah,
someone's gonna clip that.
You guys can find me on Twitter at that retro code, and also check out Nintendo Pop Block on Monday, 7:30, 8:30 p.m. This week we are talking about E3, and we're going to be talking about news also. I will be back in the building hosting, so you guys will be able to join us. You'll get a good gasp and a good googly moogly.
Oh god. Maybe that's the show I should sit out.
Yeah, then check me out on Optional Opinion on SoundCloud and World 11 Podcast on Poppy.com. If you guys are watching this live, I did guest on Nintendo_Pals. You guys can check them out also. We had a good discussion about Nintendo and the Amiibo. So do check that one out.
Nice. You can find me as I am Corey in HD on Twitter. You can find me on Boss Rush Podcast, Tower Casuals, the Destiny Podcast, and floating around to the other shows here on the Boss Rush Network. Check out Boss Rush Entertainment. I know Logan works really hard on that stuff, so check all that stuff out. Check out all of our content on BossRushGames.com. Thank you everybody for watching and or listening. Like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you listen, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye now.